This is the storage area. When you walk past these, there are 3 ink tanks. You notice the rims are all different colors. This is where the colored ink comes from. Our cyan, our blue is called cyan. It's got a little tint of green in it. Our red is called magenta. It's got a little bit of orange in it. The yellow is plain. You mix these depending on the color that's in the picture. It's like crayons or paint when you're in school. You mix red and blue together to get purple. It's the same difference with us. Except our thing's going, you'll notice the pipes. It's like the faucet system for your water at home. They turn faucets on upstairs or open spout and they get their ink from down here. They have to carry this up all the time. You notice over here that we've got paper rolls stacked up. If we don't get any newsprint, we can print for about 2 months with the paper that we have in-house. We buy from 5 different paper mills. The reason being, if you put all of your paper in one company, and that company happens to have a fire, a log jam in the wintertime, or a strike, we won't get any paper, we can't print. So we kind of spread it out. Plus, a few paper mills only make certain sizes, and we do use 3 different sizes of paper. 4 sheets wide, 2 sheets wide, and 1 sheet wide. So you'll see we'll have different sizes of paper in here. The gripper that holds the paper also is like an extension ladder, and that's why they get stacked on top of each other. Everybody who comes in wants to know what happens if they fall. If every paper roll weighs 1,200 pounds, it's not going to move anywhere. It's like stacking cars on top of each other. They don't move, so they do not move. Okay, this is the machine that lifts the paper and brings it over, so they don't have to, nobody carries it. It'd take about 6 guys to lift one of those if they could get that high. You'll notice that it's curved. It also adjusts. And it's got little nubs on here so it will grip the roll so it does not slip out. And it does extend. You'll see that there's several ways. The people that drive this, the press guys, have to go take courses, and they do have to pass to be licensed to be able to run this. It's not just to hop on and go for it, even though it looks like fun. So they are trained to go and do this. Now we're going upstairs to the main part of the press. This is attached, this is the bottom of the press. All of this will, as you notice the paper there, we'll see where the paper feeds upstairs to the press where they're running to print. This is our press. It's a 6-unit press, counting the folder in the middle. It's the same one we printed on when we were downtown in Lima before we built the new building out here on the Lima Road. The press has 2 places that we can put color, which is why you don't have color on every single page in the paper. One unit has 1 place to put color, 1 color. There is another unit that has 4 places for color. That's how we can put color on the front and back and in the middle of a paper. If we print full, every space taken in the press, we can print 104 pages with no color. Then we can come down to 96, then 84. The less pages that we print, the more color we can put on there. We kind of like color. A lot of it brings in more revenue, and a lot of people go, "Oh, that's a color ad," so it makes a big difference. So as the press is running, everything will come down here into the middle, and I think you can see that the paper here is starting to fold over. What happens is all the pages come together, it folds together what a paper is, and then it folds it in half, and it cuts it to the size that the pages are. As it runs on this conveyor belt, it disappears through here, and it goes through that hole in the wall over to the mail room. When the press is running at full speed, it runs 30 miles an hour. That equals 300 papers a minute. So they do a lot. You'll notice that we have signal lights, green, yellow, and red. As the men are down here putting on pages, it's very noisy. The people that are down there that have pages to put on another unit might not hear this guy saying, I'm putting on a page, so we have signal lights. What they'll do is they'll press green. It means anybody can roll and attach their page. When they put yellow, they stop. That means, hey, I'm hooking on something. When they do red, that means don't move it. My fingers are in there. So everybody gets a signal light on either side of the press, and that is the way that they can save themselves from having damaged fingers. In 42 years, 42 years, sorry, there has been one person that has had their hand caught, tried to grab a rag out when they were cleaning the press, and it squished his knuckles. His hand was about 12 inches wide when they took it out, but because we have rubber rollers, he only broke one little knuckle, which was very good. So when we come down here, I can show you what the pages look like on the press. As you saw on the plate downstairs, you could read what you saw, and there's no ink on here. We have what we call an offset press. That means the plate is here and it's very smooth. There's no raised letters. It rolls through the roller, which is inked, that goes, and it takes the image onto the next roller, and then it prints onto the paper. So it goes in reverse and then it comes out right again. It's like a rubber stamp. When you look at a rubber stamp, it's backwards, but when you stamp it, you can see what it is. It's the same concept as our press. As they're hooking on plates, they can put 16 plates on one unit. So we can print a lot. As you can see, there's pages on all of this. And it does not go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. They have to, it's like a puzzle. They need to know how to put everything together so that the pages come out in order every day. The people that work in the press room come in at 7 o'clock at night. They are taking off the old plates from the day before, cleaning everything, while someone is downstairs imaging the other plates, and they're putting them on constantly as they come through. If they waited till they got all of them, it would take them a good 45 minutes to attach the plates. The last plate that comes through is supposed to be 11:30. When they get that last one, they're ready to go. They start the press by 11:45, and by 12 o'clock they're running good papers out the door. They work until about 3:30, 4 o'clock printing the paper. Sunday's paper, they start a little earlier because there are more pages to do. The deadline to get everything out on the street is 4 a.m. in the morning. We print 3 editions Monday through Friday. We do a South edition. We've changed A1, B1, and B3 for news that is local just to the South area. Then we stop. We take the A1, B1, and B3 off and put Putnam A1, B1, and B3. We run about 3,000 for each of those areas, and then we take off those plates again, and we put on the regular, what we call the Metro, is the Lima area, A1, B1, and B3. Sometimes the only thing that changes are the ads that are put on the page. When they get done, you guys make sure everything is acceptable in the mailroom, which we'll go to next. And when they're done, they are out of here. They work from 7 at night till 4 in the morning, hopefully. But if there is a problem, the guys have to stay till it's done. It's not an 8-hour job. You can be here 10 or 12 hours, depending on what we're running. So you might want to be a night owl if you decide you'd like to be a pressman. When they do run the press, you'll see that we do have headphones hanging up here. The sound of the press running happens to be the same decibels as a jet engine. You don't want to hear a jet engine for 8 hours at night. Now we come from the press room into the mail room. It's not a mail room like a post office mail room. That's what we call it. This is where our newspapers come. If my film person will turn around, she'll look up there. That hole in the wall where the conveyor is where we were up in the press room where the papers come through. You'll see if you follow the conveyor, it either stretches all the way across the building or this room and drops down, or it will detour right here and drop down. You notice that we have a machine at either end. There's one down there and this one. What this does is it counts the newspapers that we print. If you are delivering the Lima News, you have a specified route, you have a certain number of papers that you get for your delivery route. Not every route has the same amount of papers. Everyone is different depending on your area. So this computer is programmed to go from the very first route that we've got listed to the very last one. Every newspaper that is required for that route is counted and dropped. Down there it's bundled. Why they drop here is if they put an insert in the paper. That's any of your ads through the weekdays. The pizza coupons, the Penny's ad, the Walmart ad, anything. What we do is we take it, we stack them on these lovely orange carts, and then they'll run them through here. What they'll do is they'll put the newspaper through and have whatever ad it's going to be inserted in down along this machine. The maximum number of things they can insert is 10. That's why on the weekends you'll have inserts in a comics that will be the outside wrap, and then you'll have our lifestyle or to-do now that will also get 10 things inserted. Once in a while you'll get a one-sheet advertisement that will also have things in. It usually happens during a holiday, especially Christmas time, when we have 30 or 40 ads inserted in the paper. If there are no inserts in the ad, the paper goes all the way across and it's down, and the papers are counted. When they get the papers counted for every route, a header sheet or a plain sheet of paper with their information drops on top. It's bundled up, and then they call outside on the loudspeaker, route number 101, come to dock number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pick up your papers. The people who deliver the paper come in shifts. The farthest away come earliest. The ones who deliver the closest come last. That way the parking lot's not overrun. If you don't hear your number or you're late coming to pick up your newspapers, they're put aside on the floor and you have to wait until everyone else gets their papers. So if you're one of the people that has to drive to Bell Fountain, you definitely want to be here early enough to pick them up. It's a lot of fun. I've been here 42 years. It's a great job. There's lots of interesting things happening in the Lima News. And if you like writing, creating, if you're artistic, if you like taking photographs, if you just want to come and insert the paper, you know what? We've got a place for you. So hope you enjoyed our tour, and maybe you can come someday and see it live in person.